I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're talking to Calvin Cassady. He is the author of Bridging the Gap, A Spiritual Journey to Heaven and Back. It is a book that offers a glimpse into his extraordinary encounter with God that transformed his life. In just 10 minutes, Calvin's journey to heaven provided him with answers that he needed to heal both physically and spiritually, unlocking the mysteries of eternity. Join us right now as we delve into the inspiration behind his book, the power of faith, and his mission to become a special messenger to spread the word of God. We are delighted to have Calvin join us here today on Spotlight, and we thank the folks at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him on the spotlight today, and ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel. Calvin, thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Such a great book. Tell the folks at home what happened to you about this journey to heaven that transformed your life.
Well, the whole thing started on a spring afternoon, a little bit later than this. And I was with some friends of mine, and we were going on a little day trip. And we got in the Ozark, Ozark Mountains, and the roads down there get kind of curvy. And well, we had a wreck. They said the sunlight may have caused it. Might have been an auto imperfection, but at any rate, we had a wreck, and it turned into a fireball. And during that time, actually, it was during the time I was being transported to the hospital that things went blank, and then I started moving towards towards the light, like everybody says. It was more of a feeling than it was a visual at first, because I started out in a kind of a cold, damp place, and then as I moved closer to heaven, things began to get warmer and things lit up, and before I knew it, I was like right on the threshold of eternity.
Amazing. Just absolutely an amazing journey. So you're at this threshold of eternity, and what happens?
It's kind of like it's kind of like when you go to the movies and the big screen goes up. That's kind of the way it was. And before me was a real pastoral spring, like beginning, like this time of the year for new birth and stuff like that. And it was just like a pastoral scene. There was mountains, and there were flowers, and a rustling brook, and some pine trees, and everything was just great. Everything was great sight wise. Everything, you had really, your senses were really heightened as far as smell and feel, and at that point there was an interchange with God and myself, and it wasn't very long. And I kind of feel like I kind of got the this is real, but you got a ways to go yet. So I took it all in, however. And it was a little bit of a discussion about the state of the universe, I guess you'd call it, or humanity maybe. And there were some warning signs that things were going to get a little worse than they were then. And this has been several, like 50 years ago. And yes, things are more difficult to deal with today. And I think your relationship with God and your church affiliation and all that stuff is absolutely necessary. There's too many things that we obviously have no control over. I mean, right now, people are suffering every day. Their anxieties are high. This new bank crisis has caused people to flip out. But what I want to, the message that I want to bring to people is that it's simple. God is real. Heaven is real. Sin is real. And in order to guarantee that you survive anything. It's as simple as believing. And the book is kind of warm. It's not pointed. It's not preachy.
Mm,
It just gives you a chance to take a little breath of fresh air.
absolutely. How old were you when this experience happened to you? You were how old? I'm sorry.
19.
19 years old. So 19 years old, you get into a horrific car accident, you nearly die, or you do die for a short while, and you're presented with, this meeting with God, this journey to heaven. This had to have profound impacts on everything you did for the rest of your life, right?
Absolutely. And it just doesn't stop. I wrote the book because I wanted people to know that they could make a difference. Um, they can help develop young people's belief systems and belief systems amongst their peers. Um, I wanted people to know that it's really almost natural. We throw things up, we throw things roadblocks up, but really it's just kind of a natural way of living.
Yeah. A natural way of living to be connected with the spiritual realm and to be connected to God.
Correct.
Yeah.
We absolutely have to be that way now. I mean, there's no other solution. And the book moves people in that direction. It shows the results of working with people and guiding them in that direction. And kids are so vulnerable, but actually, it's easier to. They're more willing to accept um, that kind of a story than a lot of grown-ups. And
Mm.
when you present that to them and they listen and they see results, it's just wonderful.
Yeah. What impact do you hope to have on the readers who pick up your book and take the time to read it?
What I want is I want them to, like I mentioned earlier, that uh, religion, spirituality, uh, church is just part of life. It's normal. There's so many distractions now that say different.
Mm.
So it's a kind of a calming kind of a book. You read it. I know a lady is reading it now, and she told me that once you get started, you just want to rush right through it, but then you want to save time because what am I going to do tomorrow
Yeah.
if I finish it today?
Yeah, exactly. You want to savor the pages because you want to have it sink in and get that connection with God. Tell me what your life has been like since that terrible day that changed your life back when you were 19 years old. Have you been connected to the church? Tell me a little bit about your work in helping others, that kind of thing.
I was connected with the church back right after the accident and was working with the youth. I was in charge of all the youth programs and Sunday school and kind of stuff. And I did that for several years. I taught school for almost 40 years if you want to take into account my substituting and some of the other things that I did with education. I had a good experience one semester with the local university here. Um, but the message is all the same. When you're having a problem, um, I heard something on television. I don't even know who it was this morning, but it was somebody that had a self-improvement book, and all you have to do is follow these gazillion steps.
Mhm.
And like I said, I don't know who it was, but there's a much easier way.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a strong belief system. You need to, I just think we need a faith only world
Yeah.
because right now that's pretty much what we have. If you're going to have any satisfaction at, at all in your life, if you want to sleep good at night, if you want to, enjoy life, you've got to have a strong faith because once again, there's just too many distractions, too many things that can get you, go down the wrong path or wrong thought process, and before long, you know, uh, uh, it's kind of like it's a constant battle between you and the devil, and if you fall, you just gotta fight it. And faith is the one thing that will give you comfort and give you relief. And like the lady that I was telling you about that was reading the book, I said, just keep it close to your bed at night, because sometimes you'll have a bad day and you might be able to find a spot in there, one of the stories or or that, or my experience, and it'll give you some peace and some so you can rest better. But lately, I mean, with COVID and all the people that we lost to the disease, all the death involved there, and all the people that really have no. I mean, it happened so quick; they didn't have time to get ready. And that's again, maybe it's a problem with society. We haven't. They don't. There's not enough. They don't put enough into faith and religion, so their hope level is really, 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 really low.
Right.
And then we've got school shootings, we got all kinds of things.
We've got fentanyl drug abuse, we have alcoholism, we have sex addictions, we have rampant crime, we have shootings. I mean, it really feels like at times that the world is coming apart at the seams, because the types of crimes and the types of problems that we encounter today were absolutely unknown in the history of man up until the last decade.
That's true. And that's why, I feel that it's just absolutely necessary to reach people and give them hope. I guess that maybe I visited with some people in Phoenix, Arizona, or in Tucson, Arizona, last March, and we were talking about healing and hope, and of course, the main one of the main issues in the book is my healing.
Right.
I mean, and with that, I feel like I have the confidence now to use that as an example to help other people heal. I think healing, and we're all ready for that. We're tired of being locked in our houses. We're tired of all that kind of stuff. We want to go out and have some fun. All that can be a possibility, but you're going to have a strong faith. You're going to have to make sure you make the right choices, and that's what we need more of, and that's what I want to contribute to.
Well, you absolutely have. The name of the book is Bridging the Gap, A Spiritual Journey to Heaven and Back. It is an incredible story written by Calvin Cassady. It is a true story. He was involved in a horrific car accident when he was just 19 years old. He nearly died, or actually did die, followed that journey towards the light, had an encounter with God. It was not his time. He came back, but now he's working as a messenger to spread the word with a capital T and a capital W, that God is alive, that he does care about you, he does love you, and that there is hope. Calvin, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for the opportunity. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure is all mine, sir. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time, this time. Until next time on Spotlight.